Dillard University, Dr. Robert Collins. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So this is obviously a quick turnaround from when this all started, when this happened, when Malvo was pulled off of Moreno's detail and sent to the jail. What do you make of this turn of events today?
Well, of course, this whole episode has just been so strange that you just never know what's going to happen from day to day. So apparently what happened was the sheriff went ahead and investigated the allegations, and the sheriff found no basis on which to base the allegations. So the sheriff went ahead and decided to move him back to his normal job. But of course the question I have was, what was the evidence that the sheriff was initially presented that made her decide that it was even worthy of an investigation, or at least whether, why was it worthy of removing him off of his detail? I guess if she received allegations, she has an obligation to investigate, but she could have investigated without removing him off of his job as an executive security deputy and putting him in the jail, which of course he's not trained to do. So that's really the issue.
Right. I mean, it's kind of twofold in that case. We were chatting about it just briefly there. One, you move him into a position where he can't actually operate at a time when you already are at you don't have enough deputies to even do it, and then at the same time, how does that prevent him, moving him to the jail, from potentially stalking if he was?
Exactly, and that's why the episode was so strange. I mean, if he was a stalker, you certainly don't want to give him another law enforcement job where he can stalk other people if the allegations were true, or even if you suspected the allegations were true. You certainly would not want to remove him from one law enforcement position and put him in another law enforcement position where he has direct control and responsibility of other human beings. So that's why it was so strange.
Council President Moreno was obviously pretty incensed initially about this. She came and spoke with us about everything that happened. Now she's saying, hey, let's move forward, let's focus on the city. She's putting that at the forefront. Is that the right move for her after all of this?
Yes, I think the correct thing for her to do is just to go ahead and move forward. If the deputy is going to be back in his normal position, and just focus, on the issues that she was elected to take care of. But of course, I think there is still the question as to what made the mayor of the city of New Orleans decide to make accusations against a law enforcement officer when, as far as we're aware, she had no actual evidence to make that accusation. But of course, that's a question for the mayor and not for the councilwoman.
Sure. I mean, I guess, when you try and analyze this, does it seem as though that's retaliation? And if it does boil down to be the case, what does that say about the mayor of New Orleans, who's willing to retaliate against, quite arguably, the second, strongest person in New Orleans City Council there, the president?
Well, clearly it would disrupt the function of the city. You cannot have the mayor of the city engaged in retaliation, vengeance, constant political battle with the president of the city council. It would make city operations dysfunctional. So I would hope that some sort of peace, is arrived between the mayor and the councilwoman at some point in time, because otherwise, the city certainly can't have 3 years of them fighting. That would the people's business would not get done, and so hopefully they can come to some understanding.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that analysis. We certainly appreciate it. Again, Deputy Malvo supposed to be back with Council President Moreno tomorrow after he was cleared of any wrongdoing. Thank you, Dr. Collins. Appreciate it.